speaker series, and we're ensuring a credible elections, the role of the media. And you're welcome back. And it's time to bring in our next speaker for today, Bishop Dr. Suzanne. I've been introducing her earlier. She's the COO and head of Legal Action Chapel International. If you're ready, please unmute and take us away. You have the next 15 minutes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a great honor and privilege to be given this platform. I hope you can see, yeah, right. Great honor to be given this platform with such authoritative figures in the media space. You know, Jana Pinton, who I believe was a teacher at my former alma mater, Aburi, for a short period. Professor Audrey Gajipo, and Sheikh Shebu, and all those that are coming on. And it's great to hear such well set out remarks, thoughts, views, opinions about the role of the media in ensuring credible elections. The media is doing a great job, but you know, as a Ghanaian who spent a lot of time in the diaspora over 35 years, lived outside the country and coming back, you know, there are certain things that make my heart bleed about some of the challenges that we have to face as a young democracy. And I say young democracy, not because we are young in the sense of just being independent, but in the sense of finding our feet and finding out who we are as a nation. So I'm here representing the Crusaders Against Corruption, of which I'm the chairperson. And we are a citizen-led anti-corruption and good governance civil society organization. And we provide anti-corruption and good governance public advocacy, public advice to decision makers, public anti-corruption education, and support to improve the lives of our citizens in Ghana. Our public service administration, government institutions, and we are very concerned about the things that will impact on the growth and the health of the development of democracy in our nation, Ghana. And I'm thankful for the submissions that have been made before me, and I think a lot of what I'm going to say has already been said. The upcoming elections in December is not just a routine exercise in democracy, but it is a defining moment for our nation, and the integrity of the elections will shape the future of Ghana and determine the course of our governance for years to come. And it's imperative that as citizens and as a society, we stand united in our commitment to upholding the sanctity of the electoral process. You know, the dream of our 1992 Constitution is media pluralism, and we're not there yet. Yes, we have left, but I think the idea and what was envisioned by our 1992 Constitution is not there yet. It's not there yet. It's about guaranteeing the freedom and independence of the media and prohibiting censorship, responsibility of state-owned media. You know, they shall afford fair opportunities and facilities for the presentation of divergent views and dissenting, views. So at the heart of ensuring credible elections is the role of the media, and it serves as the fourth estate, a vital pillar of democracy that has the power to inform, educate, and empower the electorate. And a lot of the submissions, what Sheikh Shebu was sharing is, are we really empowering our citizens? Is that what we're actually doing? Are we informing them? Are we educating them? And are we empowering them? In a democracy, the media plays a dual role as a watchdog, holding those in power accountable, and as a conduit for the public to access information and make informed decisions. In the context of elections, the media plays a multifaceted role in safeguarding the democratic process. Is that what we're doing? They are responsible for ensuring fair and equal coverage of all candidates, providing a platform for diverse voices to be heard, and scrutinizing the conduct of political parties and candidates to prevent malpractice. Is that what the media is doing? So as we look ahead to the elections, it's crucial that we address the challenges and the threats that can undermine the credibility of the process. And, it's pivotal. The media is pivotal in promoting transparency, accountability, and integrity. Transparency, accountability, and integrity in the electoral process. And we commend, the journalists and the reporters who work tirelessly to uphold these principles of truth and impartiality, often in the face of threats and challenges, which we've heard about today to some extent. I was listening to the previous recording that was done by the Joy Change group, and they talked about in that, I think it was Dr. Abna Yeboah Benin, head of Department of Communication Studies at the University of Ghana, talked about media plurality and the fact that we need to ensure the public are exposed to a range of different opinions, views, the right to reply, the voice of all to be heard, opportunity for our development to be discussed without fear, practitioners to get better working conditions, jobs, information from a variety of sources. But then the three things that she talked about, which has been mentioned here on the platform by Professor Gajepo, by Sheikh Shebu, by the clip from
Samjona,
and I believe there was some other mentions by, I think, Mr. Jan Apinting. But she talked about the political capture. So we do have challenges in the country. Political capture, a lot of political voices in the media. And in 2018, a third of the Ghana media was owned by highly politically engaged persons. And I got this from the information that was given to us in that Newsfile. A third. So which means that we have a skewed, or we have some issues when it comes to transparent, accountable, and integrity in our reporting because of the interests that other people have within the media. So other voices are drowned out. So a lot of the content tends to be dealing with partisan politics, which political colors and voices on those platforms are colored, as it were. So sometimes you find, as a diasporan, as a person living in Ghana, you just turn to other external media stations because you feel that you will get a better coverage, non-biased, unbiased coverage outside the country rather than in your own country. So you tune into other stations rather than our own Ghanaian stations. And then she talked in that session about media empire building. About 87% of the media platforms or media frequencies owned by 4 dominant groups, which can influence the opinion shaping and information disseminating. So there are these mega issues that we need to deal with, like political capture, media empire building, geographical diversity issues where people are not actually getting the information that they need to make the decisions in the areas that they are in. They are getting information that does not relate to them, and we need to make sure that the information and the content is specific and appropriate for those that actually are listening to the stations. And then another thing that she talked about, which was interesting, was the freedom, press freedom over the landscape. And, we have seen a lot of violations, and I think Sheikh Shaibu mentioned that, a lot of violations on a scale and severity that defy the reputation of a democratic model of media and elections and journalism that we require in West Africa. Journalists face risks of arrest, detention, torture from state agencies like the police, military, secret service, political operatives of political parties, with security agents being the worst perpetrator of violations against journalists. And there's also there was some research carried out by the I'm trying to get it is the article published in the International Human Rights Day 2022, globally celebrated under the theme Dignity, Freedom and Justice for All. And the piece was put together by Muhid Saeed, Program Manager for Freedom of Expression at the Media Foundation for West Africa, and Philip Tay Agbovi of the MFWA's 2022 New Generation Investigative Journalism Fellowship, with the support of the Czech Republic in Ghana. So they talked about the press freedom violations recorded in Ghana, and it was just for a short period, January 2021 to September 2022. And they talked about the type of perpetrators, number of violations, 20, security agents, state public officials, 1 violation, the court, 2, political party affiliates, 3, individuals, 1, organized groups, 3. So we need to watch what is happening in our country in terms of violations against media personnel for reporting what they should be reporting to the people of Ghana, to the citizens of Ghana, so that we can make the right decisions concerning how we vote. And I liked the contribution by Sheikh Shebu about the fact that it's not how we vote, but why we vote. And this mandate that we have as a God-given citizen of this country, that we should have that right to vote, and we should have the right information to make informed decisions. We shouldn't treat people as if they are semi-literate or illiterate, and we shouldn't be buying votes. That is a criminal offense. Vote buying is a criminal offense. We need these issues to be dealt with, and not just the elephant in the room. Nobody's talking about it, and this compromises the independence of the media and the impartiality of the media. So I want to just end with a few thoughts about what the media has the responsibility to do, and Professor Gajipo also talked about this, but to provide accurate and unbiased information about candidates, parties, and issues. And sometimes I've even watched other external media, and I send a message to Sky. Why is your presenter presenting as if she's been paid by this party or that party? So, and what you won't believe it, but the presenter, they changed their attitude and they stopped being critical of one side against the other. But those are the kind of issues that we need to deal with. Provide accurate and unbiased information about candidates, parties, and issues. Offer platforms for debate and discussion. And I hear this, what Sheikh said about the adversarial approach of hustings and presentations and pitting one against the other. And, it ends up in a shouting match, insulting each other. That's not the way a democracy should work. And, some of the colonial behavior that we have brought into our system in Ghana, our cultural system, that's not how, exactly what he said, that is not how you would talk to somebody who is older than you. You are disrespectful. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. It's the tone and how you say it, not what you say. And we have brought in views and traits that are not cultural to us. And we need to watch that. Our media has the responsibility to investigate and expose electoral irregularities, corruption, and malpractices, so that we don't just be getting those kind of things on social media because it is not being aired in public. They need to promote fact-checking, verification of information to combat disinformation and misinformation. They need to encourage voter education and registration. That is the key thing. Voter registration. The last elections in Ejisu, where they were voting for the MP, it was 49% voter turnout. What about that 51% that abstained, disenfranchised? Maybe they didn't even know what was going on in that town. Maybe it was just asymmetrical information. Just a few people were given the information and others didn't know what was happening and didn't know the importance of them because they hadn't been presented with the facts so that they could make an informed decision. And we need to stop treating adults in our country as if they are backward, you know? Just because I don't speak Twi or I don't speak Hausa or I don't speak Ewe doesn't mean I'm less intelligent because I speak English. A lot of people speak their local languages and are more intelligent than the ones who speak English. And sometimes we need to watch how we present our own people to the world, to the globe, treating people as if they have nothing to say because they don't speak good English. You know, we need to watch those kind of things. Even and as we are coming up to elections, we need to encourage voter education, registration, empower citizens to exercise their franchise, foster public discourse on critical issues, facilitating informed decision-making. You need to give people the information. And there are so many ways that the media can do it. They can do it in plays. They can do it in role plays. They can do it in training sessions, educating the masses, in media programs. In the UK, that's how they train the electorate, the archers. You know, just basic drama programs, teaching them how to go to the ballot box, teaching them how to vote, etc. We need to bring it, make elections accessible to our people. We need to hold political leaders accountable for their actions and promises, collaborate with election management bodies to promote electoral integrity, amplify marginalized voices, ensuring inclusive representation, and continuously self-reflect and improve the practices of the media, maintaining high standards of professionalism and ethics. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bishop Dr. Suzanne Inti there. She's the CEO and head of Legal Action Chapel International and head of school, Dominion Christian Academy. And I was particularly interested in the call to Sky News, and there was a change in the presenters. I'm wondering if she had cause to do so in Ghana before. Dr. Suzanne, have you had cause to do so in Ghana before?
It should be done.
Yes.
And it helps.
It should be done.
And that's a lot to reflect on.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.